You know what's great is I have terrible eyesight, and so I can't see.
I hope everybody in our audience does too, because what is that? What's happening, you guys? Everything's sticking up today. Everything's okay. You guys, we have to talk about this amazing woman, and then this foundation, the VBC Giving Foundation, who is now a sponsor on our American Business Spotlight. Oh God, Dana Spain is so awesome. She's just a remarkable woman.
We're not worthy of like.
I know, right? I don't even know how to describe Dana and how philanthropic and awesome and wonderful she is. But we've had the opportunity to talk to her in a podcast. I encourage you to go listen to our deep dive from, what was it, a couple weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, not the last one, but the one before.
Right. 2 weeks ago, we did a deep dive with her. It's an awesome podcast. We've actually had a lot of people write us and say, "Oh my God, it was so good." And so I encourage you to go listen to that with Dana Spain. It was on VBC, which is just an amazing organization. The VBC Giving Foundation, they were founded to create housing for female veterans graduating from shelters and addiction recovery programs. So basically, there's not enough housing for these people that have served our country, and they get out and they don't have a place to go.
Or they do, and it's gross.
And it's disgusting, right? And we face a huge affordable housing crisis in this country. So, and it disproportionately impacts the most vulnerable among us, like really our nation's veterans, seniors, children, aging out of foster care, and then abuse survivors. And women are a big part of that. So she helps tremendously when it comes to these people. In May of 2023, they launched its flagship Veterans Village. This was in Philadelphia. It's replicable. It's a template. And so they're wanting to put these all over the place. And so this is where people like us come in. They're just amazing. 90 cents of every dollar is donated. 90 cents of every dollar donated goes directly to projects and programs. So it's not like one of those organizations where they're top heavy with administrative bullcrap. They're actually giving this money to people that are in need. And they're amazing. They are proven, time efficient, environmentally sound. They're just, I cannot tell you how impressive this organization is and how impressive Dana is. So we encourage you to check them out. And you can do that at chicksontheright.com/sponsors. Click on American Business Spotlight and then check out VBC Giving. And you can check them out through us. And then also check out that podcast that we did a couple weeks ago, please.
I mean, as soon as you say this is a charitable organization or a foundation that helps veterans, we're always like,
sign us up.
Yes, please sign us up for that, because that hits right there in the heart feels. And so, it's a good one.
I think Corella said she and her dad, they are an absolute blessing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And thank you. Somebody on Facebook saying your VBC podcast was wonderful. It inspired me to get involved with veterans as a yoga teacher, and I'm starting to research more. Yay. Yeah, it was a fantastic episode. So if you haven't listened to it, be sure to do that. Moment of personal privilege, if I may. My Ella dog is 14, you guys.
I cannot believe she is 14.
She's wearing.
I remember when you got her.
I know. She's wearing her happy birthday bandana, and she's not a huge fan of it, but I wish I could show you her, but I don't.
She's
like right next to me.
She's like, get this thing off of me.
Well, right now she's sleeping through the torture of being dressed.
Yeah.
But I gave her, and of course Maisie too, got to help out with the special, like, super fancy macaroons for dogs. I got these peanut butter macaroons for
dogs. Three Dog Bakery.
No, I ordered them online, and they're like super fancy. And so each of them got a birthday treat this morning.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a picture.
Mock is the person who, like, she gives her dogs like pumpkin every day, and she like doesn't let them eat people food. I like feed my dogs Cheetos. You know what I mean? That's the difference between the two of us. I'm just like, you want this? You just have it. And we take our dogs and give them pup cups, and we just give our dogs like all sorts of don't at me. Don't send me emails, but I give my dogs like all the people food. I just whatever. They're
Well,
fine.
I mean, you can do that because you've got rough greens in the background.
That's
and
true.
Your
They get
dogs are getting what they need.
They get that too, but they also get a crap load of people food.
Well, in your defense, you have Great Danes, which do not necessarily put on weight the way that labs do. Labs are so touchy. Like you give them a carrot and they gain 5 pounds.
That's true because
it's really tough.
Astrid is half lab, we're convinced, and she has a J-Lo booty. Yeah.
Right. And see, my girl, labs are just prone to gaining weight. And because I want her to live super long, I just worry about her hips. And that's why she's on that strict.
Happy birthday to Ella, dog.
I love her so much. I love her so much.
I know.
Okay, so let's talk about a few things before we get to videos. And there's not a lot of newsy news today. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe this will be a shorter show than usual. I don't know.
We always say that, and it never is.
That's true. But let's start off and just get the sad news out of the way.
Okay.
The reason for my name today, Sandra Bullock, her longtime boyfriend, Brian Randall, who hot former model.
God, he was just a beautiful man.
Gorgeous man. He passed away yesterday from ALS, from Lou Gehrig's disease. And it was news to me that he even had it. They have always been very, very private. I mean, you would see some like paparazzi photos of the two of them on the street from a couple of years ago. And then they sort of vanished from the public eye. And now we know why. She was his primary caregiver right up until the end. And it's just so sad because
it really is.
All the time. Man.
I know she's had like so much so many awful things happen in her life. Yeah. And I just, oh my God, and they were so cute together.
They were so cute together. So anyway, just super, super sad news about that. And not sad news at all, but also celebrity news. Do you know who Wayne Brady is? That guy from okay. Yeah. Wayne Brady has just come out as pansexual.
I'm sorry, what? I did not see that coming. He used to do that improv show. With
whose line is it anyway?
And that other dude who I did not see that coming.
Same.
Did you guys see that coming? What is a pansexual?
Somebody's saying Sam Elliott died. Is that true?
No.
I have to look that up.
No. I reject that. I reject it.
No,
stop.
I'm not seeing anything about that. That is fake news. Oh my gosh.
No. Stop it.
No, it's not true. It's a total hoax. Do not spread that. Oh my God. He's alive, you guys.
He is alive.
Do not believe
it. You
guys
oh my God. Do that to me. You
stop it. Lord. No, Sam Elliott is fine. Sam Elliott is fine.
God,
don't do that, you guys.
God. No idea how much I love that man. Even though he's a crazy liberal, you have no idea.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He is fine. Oh, man. He is so fine.
Bad mojo to whoever said that.
Stop it.
Anyway, yeah, Sam Elliott is fine. Wayne Brady, on the other hand, is pansexual.
He is not fine. He is pansexual. What is a pansexual? Does anybody know what
that
is?
I'm so glad you asked. And here's what we need to unpack and untangle about this, because he was married to a woman previously. They're no longer married. She apparently has come out in full support of his pansexuality, of his newfound sexual identity. And now he is in a relationship with a man. So why he can't just say,
I'm gay,
I'm bisexual? Why can't he just say that? I don't know.
I'm just full on strictly dickly now. Like I'm just full on.
But I don't think he is. I think he's saying, I will literally have sex with anybody.
With anything. Is that what? That's
what that means.
Whatever moves, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to just get on that. I'm Wayne Brady and I support this message. Okay. So is that what a pansexual is?
Yeah.
Is like
pansexual, they are attracted and will sleep with any sexuality.
That's what Miley Cyrus was for 5 minutes. Really, that's what Miley Cyrus is.
I mean, can you just even stand it? It sounds so stupid.
Okay.
Anyway,
that used to be bisexual.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now it's like if you say that, you're almost offending people who don't fit into a sexual binary.
You sound crazy when you say that.
I know, that's why I laugh at it, because it
You
just sounds
sound
so
like
ridiculous.
some sort of California liberal professor when you say that. You're offending me. Yeah,
It's just so dumb. And Wayne Brady,
it
like,
is.
why? Why? He was so regular.
I know. Didn't he seem regular, you
He
guys?
seems
Like
so
he
regular.
seemed kind of regular, and then he got to Hollyweird and they just messed him up.
Yeah.
You get
that's what
into that
happened.
machine and they like mess you up and they spit you out and you're like, I'm Pan. Look at me, I'm Pan, you guys. This is what happens.
It's just so dumb. So incredibly dumb. You guys, I know that it looks like I'm wearing, sort of this nice V-neck top, and I dressed up specifically because we're going to be recording our deep dive podcast that's coming out on Saturday with the fellas from the Ruthless podcast later on this morning. So I thought, well, I should be in something more appropriate than a t-shirt, but I got my Cozy Earth PJs on.
Oh, it's the greatest thing about working at home. It's like business up here, party
Right?
down here. That's
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. And I got to tell you, normally you don't ever see me from like chest down, but almost all the time I am wearing Cozy Earth joggers because they're PJs that you can comfortably and appropriately wear out into the world.
You can.
Okay. You can. That's how nice they are. So you don't necessarily want to, because when you have them on, all you want to do is lounge.
But in my area, I can wear them out and I am basically like a supermodel.
Right.
Because I'm in a small
any
town.
area.
Yeah, right.
These are so nice. And so you can wear them out and about and it's completely fine. But when you put them on, it feels like silky, buttery softness against your skin and just makes you want to be loungy.
Yeah.
And so they are very, very high end, made of the most delicious viscose from bamboo fabric that will ever touch your skin. They're temperature regulating. They've got all kinds of high tech amazingness going on. And so this is, especially if you want to get them for yourself, obviously treat yourself. But also if you're looking for loungewear or joggers like this that you want to gift someone, now's a great time to stock up because it's 40% off right now when you use code CHICKS at cozyearth.com/chicks.
And yes, they are Walmart and Hot Flash friendly.
And they have pockets.
They have pockets.
So, I mean, they're just basically the best thing ever.
Right.
Okay. Other things that we should get to before we get into videos is that, remember how we were so excited after the E. Jean Carroll rape trial against Trump, where she won $5 million because it was the jury decided he did not rape her, but he was guilty of sexually assaulting her, I guess was the final verdict. And so then he was like, so she went on all these talk shows to talk about it. And she kept saying, he raped me, he raped me, he raped me. And so he was like, well, two can play at this game. Since I was exonerated of any rape charges, then you're defaming me now. And I'm going to sue you back. So he sued her for the $5 million that she was awarded in that case. Unfortunately, that case was dismissed yesterday. His case against her was dismissed yesterday. The judge basically
disappointing.
said, yeah, I mean, because she is going around saying he raped me, when if he was not convicted of rape, then she shouldn't be saying that.
Right.
But the judge is saying it's semantics, and you were found guilty of like digitally assaulting her, which some people do refer to as rape. So it's all semantics. So you're basically, you don't get to do this. She gets to say that about you as much as she wants.
So based on semantics, it's not defamation.
Right. So the case is dropped. Now he's appealing that. I don't know if that will work, but he is appealing that. So that is a thing that happened.
So dumb for real.
Now, the good news for Trump is that the judge in the classified documents case she is on the ball. I mean, she already thought it was super sketch, like some of this stuff that's been happening is super sketch. Now she's demanding answers from Jack Smith about why some of the grand jury investigations were done in DC. Some of it was done in Florida. There's a huge question mark now about how Jack Smith has run this whole investigation into the classified documents instead of having it all solely based in one district. So she's demanding answers, and she seems to be kind of tough on Jack Smith. So that's good news for Trump. So that is also.
I bet he's very upset about it. He's so sensitive, Jack.
He's very, very
he's
sensitive.
very, very sensitive. I mean, he's a triathlete, you guys.
Right. He's got grit.
Right. So tough. It's like gritty, but he's also very sensitive. I don't know if you guys
very sensitive.
Very sensitive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So anyway, those are the things that are happening in addition to the videos that we're going to get to, and we should get to those right now. We'll kick it off with some updates on Hunter Biden and his ridiculousness and the clear evidence that is more and more evidence is coming out every day that Joe Biden was involved in some of these business deals. So you're going to see at the very beginning of this, just really, really a quick shot of the 2020 debates with Trump and Biden. And Biden was specifically, I don't know if he was specifically asked or if he just offered in the conversation during that debate whether or not Hunter ever made any money from the Chinese government. And he said no, like outright, absolutely no way did that ever happen. And Hunter has since admitted it. So Joe Biden, once again, either is clueless or he's in major cover-up mode. And either one is bad, right? So the first clip that's the beginning that you're going to see. And then it's Laura Ingraham talking with author Peter Schweizer about his revelations and his investigative work into Hunter Biden and a board that he mysteriously resigned from as soon as Peter's book was out. Check this out.
What are you talking about? China.
Now, my next guess is the reason that Hunter Biden made a major move, giving up his seat on the board of directors for a Chinese state-backed company. During his interview with the House Oversight Committee, Hunter's former business partner, Devon Archer, said the reason Joe's son stepped off that board of BHR is because of a book written by Peter Schweizer. I think it was Secret Empires. That might have been the catalyst. Here now, Peter Schweizer. He's also the president of the Government Accountability Institute. Peter, good to see you tonight. Now, when Hunter stepped down from that board, Joe said it was because he was a man, wait for it, of integrity.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, he stepped down on the board because they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Hunter Biden joined this board and got an equity stake in this Chinese government-funded financial firm shortly after he was in China on Air Force Two with his father, where he introduced his business partner, his Chinese business partner, to his father. He gave up his board position, his visible board position, because the book Secret Empires, which you and I talked about in 2018, Laura, exposed this relationship. He stepped back from the board, but he retained his ownership stake, which scholars at the University of Chicago estimate was about a $20 million worth for Hunter Biden. So it was a sweetheart deal for Hunter, no question.
Unbelievable,
right?
I mean, it's just unreal. These people, and this is like, how can how can liberals ignore this stuff and just think, oh, it's no big deal. This is no big deal. Like Joe Biden did nothing. He's done nothing here. His hands are clean. It's right there for everybody to see. Oh my God.
I know. And they just want to not ask the most obvious questions. And Kevin McCarthy actually addresses some of that in this clip. I know people have lots of mixed feelings about Kevin McCarthy and the lengths that he is willing to go to in order to seek out justice. I hope that he means what he says when he says they're going to keep uncovering information and they're going to, go where the information leads them, and they're not going to stop until the investigation is over. And, I hope that there's accountability, but he's absolutely right when he's like, Democrats are not thinking about basic questions like the fact that they have 20 shell companies. Who does that?
Right.
Like, who does that?
Yeah. Well, the Bidens. The Bidens
Exactly.
do that. The Bidens do it, and the Bidens have gotten rich off of this. And you can't tell me that Hunter would have done any of this on his own without the Biden name.
Of course he would.
I mean, it's
There's
like,
no way.
it's common sense. And they have zero common sense. And they also, I think a lot of them know it deep down that this is obviously influence peddling, but there's two tiers of justice. They know that like this is wrong. It would be wrong if the Trumps did it. Obviously, I mean, my God, can you imagine if Donald Trump Jr. would have done any of this? If he would have been on planes doing business with it or doing dinners, all these, think of all the numerous times that Joe Biden has done business basically with his son. And if Donald Trump would have done this, oh my God, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, the heads would be rolling everywhere. And it's just so obvious to everybody. And they're like, no, you guys have a different set of rules than we do. People are so tired of this crap.
I mean, I hope that they are. They should be. This is completely crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So here's Kevin breaking that down.
Do you believe we are looking at a bribery scandal with Joe Biden, who's now president?
Yes.
Actions he took as vice president in exchange for family enrichment?
Well, I don't know of any other family that puts together in government 20 shell companies while you're the vice president of America. My family has no shell companies. I don't know of any other business in America that puts shell companies what do you produce? You don't produce any products. And if you're an expert when it comes to foreign policy, why isn't Italy or the UK or France hiring you? Why is it just Ukraine, Russia, China, Romania? And why is then at the time advocating and putting your family members on boards that you want action in? Why are you providing these families Porsches? Why are you saying you have no saying in this business, but now we find, lo and behold, you've gone to dinners. And after those dinners, $3.5 million flows. Why do you say you have no money from China came, but now we proved it? I think there's enough proof out there that this Biden family needs to come forward and show there wasn't a pay to play. America deserves more, and Americans want to know. And the one thing
I mean, then let's keep going. I just don't, where does this end? You know what I mean?
Right. They do. And they absolutely do need to keep going. I mean, these people have never worked a real day in their lives. Joe Biden has never worked in a real job. All he knows how to do is use his position for power and to basically do shakedowns for money. That's what he's doing. And that's what his family's doing. His family is a bunch of losers who use his dad's name to get money. And that's what they're doing. And people who think that is somehow like, I don't know, a position of integrity, they're out of their minds. He's been in government for how long?
God.
He's never had a real job. It's like Hunter's never had a real job. Has he ever actually practiced law? It's like, really, think about it.
Only enough to figure out how to do things,
how to shake down, right? How to do shakedowns and how to use his father's name to get money. It's gross. These people are so gross, and Democrats are fine with it. They're totally okay.
Yeah, they're now trying to say, well, I mean, even if all that's true, like nothing about it is expressly illegal, so it's fine.
And you can't find the smoking gun. It's like they know that what he did was wrong, but it's like, but you can't find the proof. So if
just ignore this mound of it over here. You can't find proof that we think is proof enough. I don't know what it's going to take.
Yeah, it's
I
gross.
mean, it is.
They're gross.
It's absolutely vile. I know Daisy mentioned VBC Giving Foundation at the beginning of the show, but this is just a friendly reminder to check out all of the American Business Spotlight participants when you go to chicksontheright.com/sponsors, and then across the top in big letters, American Business Spotlight. That is where you should go to support people right here in our own audience. They have great products. They have great services. They have great ideas for gifts, for things that you might need for your business. There's all kinds of different folks who have joined in on the American Business Spotlight, and more are coming. And this is such a great way to continue to build our community with supporters like you who support us. We want to give that support back to you and then share it with everybody. So it's all conservatives, like-minded people supporting one another. This is what the greatest thing is about the American Business Spotlight. And we continue to get requests. If you sent in a request to participate and you haven't heard back yet, just be patient. I promise a response is coming. But Jen, who is our VP of sales at Radio America, she's getting bombarded, which is great, from people who want to participate. And if you would like to, you just need to send an email to chicks@radioamerica.com, and she will get you all the information that you need so you can participate and join the American Business Spotlight.
The thing that bothers me about this whole Hunter Biden thing, I think the most, is that we do have a whole mountain of proof, and he has done such terrible things, and this family is such a blatant crime family. but yet we're on the defense, and we shouldn't be. Always. As Republicans, as conservatives. Like it's so gross to me that we're having to fight to prove so much that's already right there in plain view for everybody to see. It's like, what if the tables were turned, it would be such an easy thing.
Oh my God.
For you know what I mean? It would just be so, it would be done. We wouldn't be fighting so hard to prove stuff that's already right there for everybody to. We all know what's going on here. Everybody knows. Even Democrats know. They just are like, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. And so I think that just shows you what position we are on, what position we have in America. And we're on the defense all the time as Republicans and conservatives. That's what bothers me the most, is that things are so topsy-turvy, and life is not fair for us here in the United States. We are, we're not treated the same as Democrats and liberals, and that's not okay. Everybody should be not okay with that. That's, if anything, a huge light is being, it's like a huge spotlight on that. And
I mean, the Twitter files helped expose it, and now the Facebook files have helped expose it. Like, how much more do people need?
And if that isn't enough to make people just show up to this election in just humongous numbers, then we're done. It's like, this should be enough for people to be so pissed off that they're just like, I'm going to grab everybody that I can to go vote, because if we have got to just overwhelm the election, we have to. This is it. I mean, this is so un-American what's happening in this country.
It really is. We do have some people to thank. It looks like Paula Johnson. Thank you. Paula says, Glenn Beck had a great interview with a member of the Colombo crime family about the Bidens. It's a good listen. Okay. That is interesting. Autumn, thank you. Autumn says, happy birthday, Ella Dog. Small amount here for you to get a birthday treat. Thank you. Charity Inglis, thank you. She says they made Trump quit working in his legit businesses when he was in office. Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's pretty interesting. A lot of trolls. We have a lot of trolls today.
Again.
Welcome, trolls.
Hi, trolly trolls.
Glad you have nothing else to do with your life this early in the morning.
Is it? Oh, it's what, you know what? It's not the trolls. It's those bots that are like, hello, I think we should be friends, and you should, you know what I mean? It's not, they're not being jerks. They're just
they're just bots.
I tried to get the Anita one and the Jackson one. So hopefully they're gone.
Okay. All right. Okay.
There was a moment that happened. Well, I shouldn't even say a moment. There was a 5-minute period of time that Mitch McConnell had to go through over the weekend when he was trying to give a speech at an Iowa event. It looked like a fair event or some sort of county event. And obviously I'm not going to play 5 minutes and 20 some seconds of a Mitch McConnell speech. I would not do that to you guys.
She loves you too much.
I do. I love you too much. But I am going to play 2 clips from it, because it is unbelievable that this man spoke through being booed so mercilessly and so loudly the entire time that he was speaking, that by the end, there was this much of me that I was like, I feel a little sorry for him.
Really? You did?
I did. Yeah. Just towards the end.
Okay. All right.
Because it was bad, you guys.
Do you think he knows? Do you think he actually knows that people were booing him? Does he? Was he
Oh,
aware?
yeah.
He was
I
aware.
think there's no way that he couldn't be.
He could
and
really?
and they
Okay.
people were like they were the shouts and the rally cries were changing up. So there was like a lot of ditch Mitches. There was a lot of retire.
Do you think he cares? Or was he thinking about all the money that he's made off of those people? He was just thinking, he was like, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. In his mind, that's probably what he was thinking.
I
Mhm.
mean,
I'm gonna buy another house. I'm gonna buy another car.
so I'm gonna
Yeah.
play like a little bit of the middle, just so you can get a sense of the volume, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna play the end where it's still bad. They're still screaming at him, and then he wraps up the speech, and then his wife joins him on the stage, and they're trying to like connect with the, I don't know, 3 or 4 people who want them to be there,
Okay.
and they're like waving. I mean, it's just so painful, you guys. So
It's
I'm
very
just gonna let
cringe,
it-
as the kids would say. It's
Oh my
very
gosh.
cringe.
It's so cringe.
Yeah.
So here is the first
we
part.
go.
My friends, I'll be honest, it's not hard for Republicans to look good these days. We're up against the folks who gave you record high inflation. We're up against folks who closed schools and then told you that teachers unions know what's best for your kids. We're up against folks who'd rather let repeat offenders walk free than get
You're
tough.
saying retire.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad Governor Beshear finally decided to come to
You're not
Fancy
wrong.
Farm. It's been the first Saturday in August for 143 years.
So that
I-
was part of it.
Listen, I mean, I guess I probably should feel sorry for him. I should. I should, but I don't. I don't.
Not even a little
gonna-
bit. Not even
no,
a teeny.
not a teeny, not
itsy
as a human being, and just like him standing up there getting booed. I guess I should, but I'm so sick of these freaking people, Muff. I don't feel sorry for him, you guys. I'm sorry. If that makes me a terrible person, I'll get right with God after the show. But I don't feel sorry for this guy at all. He's made a lot of money off of his constituents, off of us. I mean, he's fine. He's going to be fine. That booing session won't hurt him at all. I'm sure emotionally. I'm sure he'll be all right emotionally. And he needs to freaking retire. He needs to retire.
Well-
He should have listened to that advice years ago and GTFO. He needs
Yeah.
to get out. Yeah.
I guess, maybe it's because we just saw him go through this, whatever that was, the spell that he had last week or whatever. And so I'm just looking at him as such a fragile and frail
Right.
old person. And I think that's where my feels come into play. All that said, I think it's super important that all those people were there to scream, retire, and ditch Mitch at him, because what if this is what it takes to actually get the message across?
You know what? And he won't. He still won't. I guarantee you, after all this, he still won't. Because these people have been telling him probably for years. He's probably been hearing stuff like this does he not read press? Does he not understand? People have been probably telling him for years, you need to retire. You need to go. And he won't. I guarantee you this will not change him one iota. He will not retire. He'll still keep going because these people are power hungry jackholes. That's what they are.
And without term limits, I don't even blame him for not leaving if other Democrats are not leaving. Do you know what I mean? So
No.
when Feinstein is there and she keeps on staying, he's probably like, I'm not leaving until she leaves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now there's this constant competition and nobody's actually doing the right thing.
And I don't think he really cares about us. I don't think this guy is a stellar conservative either.
Yeah,
I mean, there are decisions that he has made. I mean, he's not that great. Some of the things that he's done, I've just been like, what are you doing? He doesn't represent conservatism well. A lot of these guys don't. They're establishment hacks.
Yeah.
And they need to go, and they need to be replaced by people who actually have conservative principles and can do the right thing and who are younger. And I mean, listen, I'm sorry for what happened to him a couple weeks ago, but he should have never been there speaking on that podium in the first place for us to see that happen to him.
Right.
He's too freaking old. That should have happened somewhere in his home where people can take care of him. And none of us should have seen that.
Here's how it all ended.
Kentucky. And he might as well be on the White House payroll. And it's high time he was honest about it. But Kentuckians won't fall for it. We want someone who fights for us and our values. So let's give the shutdown governor a taste of his own medicine and vote Republican this fall.
Nobody. I mean, look at his wife. Everybody loves us. No, they don't. They actually don't. Nobody likes you. Who votes for this guy? Seriously.
Well, like people who don't want a Democrat. If I were in
God.
Kentucky and that was my choice, I'd be voting for him.
But see, this is the thing. Get better choices.
I know. I would love that.
What is wrong with our party?
That's how I feel about the presidential election right now. So, yeah, I would love better choices. I would love that. But I also don't blame, just like, people shouldn't blame me if there are. When I vote for Trump because he's the nominee, I shouldn't get blamed for that when my alternative is frickin' Biden. Now, in a primary, yeah, I don't plan on voting for Trump in a primary, but that's what we end up with at the general. We're going to have a choice between Biden and Trump, and so you have a choice in Kentucky between McConnell and whoever the Democrat is. I would vote for McConnell over and over and over again. This is what people are forced to do.
But this is the thing. This is the thing about the Republican Party. Like they should be out there trying to get, better candidates, youthful candidates, vibrant candidates. And they're not doing that. I mean, it's like Ron is too busy spending money, getting stuff done to her face.
Right.
It's like, congrats that you have that position, but you're actually not listening to constituents out there and doing what you should be doing, which is building the party and actually. And then did you see all those people out there that were sitting there? It's the people that weren't cheering looked utterly miserable. They didn't seem like they were supporting him. They weren't clapping for him. So who is clapping for this guy? Who are the people who are actually supporting this guy? And to your point, which, I don't agree with all of it, but I mean, but some of it, I hear what you're saying. And they are not excited about this candidate. They're not excited. It's like they're being beat into submission for just sitting there and going, okay, well, I guess we have to support him because this is what we've got. This is it. Yeah. I guess I have to sit here and I'm not going to boo him, but I'm not going to cheer for him either. Well, that sucks. That totally sucks. So this is where a lot of people are at with the party in general.
Yeah.
And that's why you get people that don't go to the polls. That's why you get people who just don't vote. I mean, I've seen it here in Texas. People will just be like, well, I mean, I'm complacent. I'm just not going to go to
the choices suck. So I'm just going to stay home.
Yeah. What does it matter? I don't really care. I'm not excited about this candidate. So what do I care? I mean, I'm a Republican. Yeah. I'm a conservative, but I mean, I just like this. And so they just don't go. And so that's the thing that sucks. That sucks.
It does. I mean, it just does. So anyway, McConnell did not have a very good day yesterday or whenever that was.
I'm sure he was fine when he got home.
I'm sure.
What does he care? He's still collecting a really Mac Daddy paycheck. Great benefits, you guys.
Very, very nice benefits. In fact, yes.
Right.
God bless Daryl Issa, Republican from California, who held a hearing yesterday to allow the family members of the 13 service people who were killed because of Biden in Afghanistan. He allowed them to come and be heard. It wasn't a hearing per se. It wasn't a time for Democrats to, throw questions at these family members. It was just a time for them to come and tell their stories and express their frustration with this shameful administration for how they botched the Afghanistan withdrawal. So you should watch the whole thing if you can, because all of these family members deserve to be heard. I've got two clips to share. One of a father who is calling on people to resign. Here he is.
I'm calling out Secretary Blinken, Secretary Austin, General Milley, General McKenzie, Lieutenant Colonel Whitehead, who could not give the order to the snipers to take out the bomber before he detonated his vest, and ultimately the president. Do what our son did. Be a grown-ass man. Admit to your mistakes. Learn from them so that this doesn't happen ever, ever again. You all need to resign immediately.
God, that was just, it was so heartbreaking. Like every single one of the parents that spoke, I was just like, oh my, I mean, it just, you picture your own kids,
Mhm.
you know, and we have 2 grown kids. And I mean, I especially pictured our boy, because he used to talk about going into the service. And I just cannot imagine, you guys, like, and the way that these families have been treated,
It's disgusting.
and discounted by this administration. It is disgusting. It's unfathomable. I can't, like, it's disgraceful what they've done to these families. I mean, it makes me so angry for these families, and it's heartbreaking. And you know what else? The only network that showed any of this yesterday was Fox. I was flipping, of course. CNN ignored it. MSNBC ignored it. ABC, all the other networks completely ignored it. Shame on them. Shame on all of them for ignoring these families. And so when they start talking about how they support the military, blah, blah, screw them. None of them showed any of this yesterday. None of them. Not any of it. They didn't even mention it. They were just like showing all this other bull crap on their stations yesterday when this was going on.
Right.
They all should have had this on. Every single network should have had this on. Just disgraceful.
And Joe Biden, at the when all of this went down, he promised that there would be justice for these 13 service people. He promised. And there has not even been accountability from his lame ass administration to just own the mistakes that they made. And the fact that they have been utterly dismissive of all of these families is just the worst thing imaginable.
Right. And where's he? Where was he yesterday?
Exactly.
Where's
Well,
Joe
I think
Biden?
he was just getting back from his 10-day vacation at his Delaware beach house.
He was beaching, you guys. I mean,
but the worst part was when this mom talked about what he said to her when her boy was brought home. And it is so vile and just so shameless on like a whole other level of shameless for Joe Biden. He is the most disgraceful human that has probably ever served in the capacity that he's serving right now. And you will understand what I'm talking about when you hear from this mama.
When Joe Biden, our elected president, entered the room, when he approached me, his words to me were, my wife Jill and I know how you feel. We lost our son as well and brought him home in a flag-draped coffin. Oh my God. My heart started beating faster, and I started shaking, knowing that their son died from cancer and they were able to be by his side. Also wondering how someone could honestly, be so heartless to say he knew how I felt a little over 24 hours and learning of my son's death. After this encounter, I have never had any personal correspondence, nor has my son been honored or his name spoken by this commander-in-chief.
God.
Or his administration. On what I feel is because of their failures and poor planning to exit our troops from Afghanistan.
They're
just gross. This administration is so gross and disgraceful in every way.
Oh my God. Wow.
And listen.
And he said a flag draped coffin. That's what he said. The fact that he would use Bo in that moment is just even more gross.
Well, he uses him every chance that he can get for political purposes. Yeah. Because he's gross. God, I mean, and those are just 2 examples of just countless examples that we saw yesterday.
Everybody needs to watch it.
Yeah, you need to watch it. And you know what? And the whole country should have been watching that yesterday. Everybody should have been watching it on every single network. And I was so mad that everybody wasn't.
Someone needs to go all Bird Box on Biden and like peel his eyes open and force him to sit through that entire thing.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And they won't. But I mean, I hope he enjoyed his ice cream. Jackhole.
Oh my God. Just such a scumbag. That whole family. They're just
I know they are. They're just gross. They're just classless pieces of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst of the worst. All right, moving on to a more frivolous topic. If you've ever heard of the musician Neo, then you might have heard that he was making a lot of social media rounds over the past couple days because of a statement that he made on a podcast earlier in the week, or perhaps last week, where he talked about people who listen to their 5-year-old children tell them that they want to become a different sex. And he thinks it's ridiculous and said as much right here.
Boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl. And you just let him rock with that? You just let him.
Right.
He's 5.
Right. And where did he get that
if
from?
you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that.
Exactly.
Like, when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves?
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. I don't get that.
And to medicate these young kids that are 5, 6, growing up and knowing that it affects their brain, it affects their organs, it makes them sick, but they're not allowed to do drugs, they're not allowed to do alcohol.
Right.
We can medicate them up.
He can't drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex.
Right.
And then came the Publicist apology.
Somebody got to him.
Yeah. So this was posted 2 days ago on his Twitter. It said with the caption, "I'd like to express my deepest apologies." He said, "After much reflection, I'd like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity. I've always been an advocate for love and inclusivity in the LGBTQ plus community, so I understand how my comments could have been interpreted as insensitive and offensive. Gender identity is nuanced, and I can honestly admit that I plan to better educate myself on the topic so I can approach future conversations with more empathy. At the end of the day, I lead with love and support everyone's freedom of expression and pursuit of happiness."
Blah, 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 blah.
So then everybody was like, seriously?
Whatever.
Why did you cave?
Oh my God.
Why?
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
happily, he uncaved. And
he did. Good.
Here was his message after this came out, because I was one of the people that responded on Twitter, and I was like, congratulations on just becoming a manlet with
caving
this.
to the mob.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, this you totally wussed out, and that sucks. But happily, then he released this video, I think on Instagram. I promise it's coming.
What's going on, loved ones? This is Neo. All right, listen. I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls, okay? That's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question, okay? I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Neo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So with that being said, y'all have a good day.
So I think that statement, though, was totally PR. Like, that was obviously, it wasn't him.
And that's why he said that. It was this is not my publicist's computer now. This is me.
Right. That was obviously a PR team writing that garbage.
You know, they would clear it with him first, though.
Right. I mean, it doesn't even sound like him. You know, it's just like, God, I would hate that. I would hate it if like somebody was writing stuff for me and then just putting it out there, and like that would drive me. This is why you and I always do our own stuff. I just cannot, you know what I mean? I just could not do that. Anyways, but yeah, so that good for him for clearing that up, for actually coming out and being like, this is actually how I feel. I feel like there are a lot of like rap sort of stars that are doing that now. You're starting to see like that. Who's the one that talked to Tucker? Is it Ice-T?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. I can't get the Ices. I can't keep the Ices straight. But
at least he didn't have a Lil in front of his name.
He didn't have a Lil. Ice Cube is like, this is who I am. I don't care what you think. I think that's cool. I think it's cool that they're starting to come out and just be like, this is who I am. And they need to do that. I think more and more people need to start doing that because it's starting to get completely out of control. Because, a lot of these people feel a certain way, but they're so afraid to say what they think because they're like, I'm going to get canceled. I'm going to get canceled by the mob. Don't be afraid. Don't bend to the mob.
Never, ever, ever cave to the mob.
Don't do it. It's like I always tell my kids, you don't, it's like caving to bullies. You stand up for what you think is right. And if everybody hates you, well, then you stand alone. Yeah. That's just the way that it is. You do the right thing. You stand up for what you believe in. And if you have no friends, well, then you have no friends. I'll be your friend. It's just ridiculous. Never cave.
Never. And so I was so relieved. I should probably send him an apology for calling him a manlet after the Publicist.
You probably weren't the only one.
No, I definitely wasn't. And I saw a lot of people saying, okay, well, now it looks like I owe Neo an apology. But I'm sure we were reacting to what was put on his account and we had to assume that it was his words. So
then his publicist is a manlet.
Yeah, that publicist needs to be fired because if you're not going to check with your client first before just whipping out a statement like that, yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
His publicist needs to go work for Trudeau.
I have a mishmash montage for everybody next. It's 3 clips that have nothing to do with each other whatsoever, but they were all interesting in their own ways. NBC's Dasha, I forget her last name, just a really irritating journalist.
I don't even know her first name. I don't know Dasha.
It's Dasha.
Dasha.
Yeah, she's awful. So she sat down with Governor Ron DeSantis for an interview, and he was talking about abortion, and he was talking about how way off the rails the left has gotten when it comes to a woman's right to choose to kill her baby right before it's born.
Right.
So the extremes is what he was referring to.
It's not safe, legal, and rare. It's not safe, legal, and rare anymore.
Right.
Now it's shout your abortion. Yay. Yeah.
She tries to tell him that he's wrong, that there is no evidence of Democrats being in support of any such thing.
Oh my God.
His team, after the fact, put together a nice little montage, and so it starts with the interview part and then the montage, and she's got some explaining to do.
So great.
Allow what a lot of the left wants to do, which is to override pro-life protections throughout the country, all the way up really until the moment of birth in some instances, which I think is infanticide.
There is no indication of Democrats pushing for that.
Right. Do you support any restrictions on abortion?
I don't. I've always believed...
Even in the 3rd trimester?
Do you think there should be any limitation on abortions?
No, I do not.
Where it's obvious that a woman is about to give birth. She has physical signs that she is about to give a birth. Would that still be a point at which she could request an abortion if she was so certified?
My bill would allow that, yes.
Do you believe that a woman should be able to terminate a pregnancy up until the moment of birth?
Look, I think that happens very, very rarely. But at the end of the day, I believe that the decision over abortion belongs to a woman and a physician.
My question was about any limits to abortion at any point.
Oh my God.
Late term, anything?
You got to leave it up to the woman.
Up till now, my understanding is there wasn't a limit on when in a pregnancy a woman could receive an abortion. Have you set any limit on
There are no limits.
No limits.
My favorite is when you talk to me like a Bernie Sanders or like a Tim Ryan. They're like, you're talking about vaginas. I can't, I don't want to. I get really flustered when you talk about the women parts. No limits. No limits.
No limits. So there you have it. I mean, for her to be like, there's no evidence of Democrats supporting that.
Really? Don't be ridiculous. You're such a Nazi. Stop it. Stop it.
This next clip, I just immediately thought of you when I saw it, because I was like, you're always talking about how whenever we talk about illegal immigration, and the Democrats, heartstrings being pulled by the migrants, you've always said over and over again, take them into your home.
Take them in.
Take them in. If
I've
you
been
care
saying
this
this
much
for
about
years.
them,
Take them in.
take them in. That's
And
why
they
I
don't ever do it.
know you're going to love this little man on the street situation happening. I guess in the UK, there was a big protest of people carrying all their signs saying, "Welcome, migrants. We love you, refugees. Come on in, everybody." And then this is what happened. I love it.
Just wondering if you'd like to go down on a list saying you're willing to take the refugees into your home.
Of course not. Only problem is I rent.
Just because you've got that refugees welfare, yeah. I'm just wondering if you'd like to go on a list of people that's willing to actually adopt a refugee and take them into your home.
Well, if I had any space, I would.
If you had any space.
It wouldn't be...
Right. Willing to accept a refugee, like adopt one into your home?
I live in a rental place, so I can't.
Rental?
Yeah,
you can't do it.
Rental.
Yeah.
Someone else's job?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, thank you. Is she willing to adopt a refugee and take them into your home?
No, I'm sorry, I can't.
You can't take one?
I don't have a space.
You don't have the space? You have a refugee stay at your house?
Yeah, I don't mind.
You go on the list?
I don't mind, yeah, I can take, give me the thing. Oh wait, I can't, because my house is only a little small. And
amazing, that's what I was waiting for. Thank you, darling. Would you be willing to have a refugee in your home?
Yes, if I had room.
If you had room, it's funny that. Yeah. Love, will you go on my list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Excuse me, would you be willing to adopt a refugee into your home?
No.
No. Would you adopt a refugee into your home?
No, thank you.
No?
No.
So where should we put them then?
Sorry?
Where should we put them?
I probably missed
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Would you be willing to go on the list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee into their home?
I'm in a tenant flat, one bed. So
okay. Adopt a refugee?
I would be willing, yeah, if I had the space.
If you had the space? Yeah. So where should we put them then?
Where should we put them?
Yeah.
I don't know. Put them with Prince William. I don't know. Nobody has the room. It's so funny that all of a sudden they just run out of room when you asked it. Yeah, all these people probably live in like 5-bedroom, 3-bath homes. They do. God, what
they don't have the room.
Such hypocrites.
I know. And that they don't understand that also countries run out of room. That this is an actual thing that happens.
It's the exact same thing. We don't have the room. Oh, really? That one lady was like, "Oh, I'll do it. Oh, wait, I won't. Oh, crap." Because that means it's not all women and children either. Right. This is the thing. And it's not like these people are sending over their doctors.
Right.
It's not happening, lady. God, give me a break.
Apropos of absolutely nothing, Brett Baer tried to make a dad joke yesterday and it did not go well.
Really?
I just love this clip so much because no one reacts to him at all. And I just feel so
just
bad.
Falls flat. It just
does not land anywhere.
Really? It just gets phew.
So you're going to see one of his little panelists, his special report panelists, talking about Biden and President Xi. And then after she speaks is when you're going to hear his joke. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. You guys ready?
One thing that they will have to articulate is what they would do differently when it comes to China from President Biden. And when you look at former President Trump, he did go to China to meet with Xi Jinping. He said things that were complimentary about him. When you look at some of the other candidates, Nikki Haley, she's been more hawkish on the issue. Several of the other ones, Mike Pence, have said that he agrees with Biden that Xi is a dictator. But that is going to be a critical question in this election, is where do they stand on Xi Jinping in China?
It's always he said, she said. All right, up next, how the legal challenges facing President Biden and former President Trump could.
I thought it was kind of cute.
I totally loved it. That is like right up my alley.
It's totally you. It's so up your alley. It's so up your alley.
Oh my God. And he just was so proud.
And then the other dudes were like, let's go to the next segment. God bless him. God bless Brett Baer.
I love that. Anyway,
That's so cute. He made it funny, you guys.
He tried really hard, you
He made it
guys.
funny. You know, his wife, when he got home, she was like, "Oh, honey,
I thought it was great.
I saw it. You made it funny. So sweet."
Oh my gosh.
He
All
said,
right.
she said. Get it? You get it, you guys? See what he-
I just love that. Anyway,
Yeah, it was good.
one more thing before we get to whack, and that is there was another girl from TikTok who went viral yesterday for reasons that we'll show you in just a second. But I want to give you context before we show the video that went viral. So she is clearly a lefty. And she was very proud of herself for what she was planning on wearing to a new boyfriend's cookout that she knew a lot of conservatives would be at. So here is the first part of this.
I'm going to a 4th of July party today to meet the guy I'm seeing, his friends. I'm not very patriotic. And they said, wear red, white, and blue. And I don't have anything red, white, and blue. But I have something red, so I'm going to wear it. Before you freak out, it says, made you look, Black Lives Matter. So obviously, we'll be wearing this to the party. And they're from Ohio, most of his friends, so they're probably Republicans, so wish me luck.
So that was the first part. That's the context that you need.
Wait, they're from Ohio, so they're probably Republican?
Yes.
What the hell does that mean? Good Lord. Okay.
So she's very proud of her Black Lives Matter hat that looks kind of like a Trump hat. So that this is the context that you need, because the clip of hers that went viral yesterday is a very, very different story. Right here, you see her at her best, right? Where she's all proud of herself, feeling all trolly.
Right.
Things did not go. Apparently, she lives in San Francisco. That gives you any
Shocker.
idea.
Shocker.
And so here she was in a more recent video.
I'm literally shaking right now. I was just getting groceries, and I live in San Francisco, and I never really feel fully safe. If you live in San Francisco, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I just got groceries. I'm walking out of the store, and this guy is walking past me and says, "Move, you stupid bitch," and he spits in my face, spits all over my face. And then I say, "Excuse me, did you just spit in my face?" And he says, "Move or I'll rape you." There's also people everywhere, and everyone's just walking by because they're like, I can't handle something else in San Francisco. It's always something else. I don't even know why I'm posting this. If you live in San Francisco, do you feel this way all the time? I don't feel safe, ever. I literally never feel safe. It's better when it's daylight. But nighttime, no, not leaving my house.
I saw this yesterday, and I don't really respond a lot on Twitter, and I responded to her, and I was just like, yet she has voted. I guarantee you that this broad has voted Democrat her whole life, as long as she's been able to vote, and she'll continue to vote Democrat. And then she's like, and then I did the whole clueless Alicia Silverstone where she's like, oops, my bad, where she's looking back in the Jeep, because these chicks don't get it. It's like why is it so unsafe here? I don't understand why it's so unsafe. It's because of you.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own behavior.
Right. You did this. You're the one who did this. You are the one who has crapped where you eat. You are the one who has caused this. And then you don't understand why. You're living in squalor. You voted for this.
Yeah.
You did this. And then she'll be like, I think I'm going to move to Texas.
Well, there was so much backlash against her that I went to her page to see if she had responded to it. And of course she had. And her message was to be like, I would never, if there's a school shooting in Texas, I would never say, well, see, that's what you get for voting for.
Oh my God.
And so she was like, I can't believe the amount of victim blaming that is happening here, and that people are blaming what's happened. I would feel terrible for someone who went through this, no matter who they voted for. So she's right now, after that trolley video that I just showed you, now she's trying to be all high and mighty and morally superior. Girl, please.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, you don't get to do that. You don't get to take the high road. You don't get to do that.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. And so many of them do this. I mean, they're wondering why life is so bad in the places that they live. And then they'll leave. They'll crap where they eat. They'll leave. And then they'll continue to vote for the awfulness that they experience in that other place. Stop doing that. quit Californiaing my Texas. You know what I mean? Quit screwing up the places that you're living in and then moving on to the next place and trying to screw that up too. Just stay in California. Keep that a horrible place and quit screwing up all the other beautiful places. Okay. Just destroy that one place.
Right.
Because I'm serious. I'm sick of the migration. I don't want it here because I'm starting to see it's all happening here in Texas. Texas is going to be destroyed by those people, by the very people like her. And then I'm going to have to move. And I don't want to move. I don't want to go. I don't want to move to Idaho. I don't want to. I just don't want to. And it's like, it is like locusts. It is. That's exactly what's happening. They are destroying every place that they go to and they need to stop. We're going to run out of places, y'all.
I mean, and what an imbecile, right? The problem with people like her too is that she'll have this horrible experience in San Francisco and she will never piece together why things are bad in San Francisco.
Right.
It'll never occur to her to think through that whole dilemma.
Nope.
Why is it bad right now? Let's put those jigsaw pieces together. She won't. She'll just be like, well, this is just how it is. So I must go and take my liberalism elsewhere.
Right.
Oh my God.
This is why I want a divorce. This is why I want a divorce, because at least we would have half the country that was still nice. And they can take their shitty little places and keep them on one side of the country. I mean, I get so irritated because it used to be that Austin was a really nice place in Texas. It's not so nice anymore.
Yeah.
And it's trickling. Believe me, y'all, it's trickling. San Antonio is becoming a crap hole too. It's happening. Yeah, because they're taking over. Yeah.
All right. It is time for whack.
Okay, so first off, little update. I think you guys probably saw yesterday. Some of you saw that they found the that MFer isn't real lady from the plane. Her name is
telling you right now.
Right now. That mother isn't real. Yeah, so they found her, and so many men want to marry her. Okay, and it turns out she's loaded. She's a marketing executive. She lives in Dallas, and guys are like, "Oh my God, she's my next wife. She's so hot." Her name is Tiffany Gomez, and they have doxed her, and I kind of feel bad for her because I don't think she wanted to be found.
Well, she apparently deleted all of her social media and all that stuff.
I feel kind of bad that because people have just like been relentlessly searching for this woman. And I think if she wanted to be found, she would have been like, "Hi, it's me. I'm the lady. It's me." And she would have been out there doing interviews, which is why we haven't seen her. But anyways, they found her. She does live in Dallas. Apparently, people found the fact that she lives in like a $2 million home. I mean, she's done well with her life. Good for her. Good for her. But the story that they're saying about her is that that she didn't see something weird on the plane, and that like she's saying that it was about headphones and family. And I listen, Benny Johnson put this big long thing about how, it was a completely different story than what we saw. And I don't believe any of it. I think she saw something weird on that plane. I really do. She looked frightened, and I think she saw something weird, and I think she's just not.
Is it possible that she was high on something? Like, is that possible?
I just listen. If she's batshit, she has done really well being batshit because she's, I'd like to have a $2 million home. Anyways, there's that. She lives in Dallas. That's the update on her. And then there's also a clip yesterday that I saw of Riley Gaines on the Bill Maher show, which I thought was pretty interesting. Now, the C word is in this, one of the C words. There's a lot of C words, but one of the C words for a man part is in this a lot. So you're gonna have to hide your kids, hide your wives. We just have a small clip from it. But I think Riley really held her own with him.
She always does.
She did a tremendous job because, I honestly think it'd be fun to be on his show. But not saying that I'm not trying to be condescending because I'm not. She's awesome. She's fantastic. She's like a media guru now. But I would imagine if I were in my 20s, that would have been it would have been a little bit harder for me, I think, in my 20s to go on his show. So she's grown up, I'm sure, a lot, like exponentially, just going through what she's gone through in the past year or two, So, and he is probably not the easiest interview, I think.
No, I don't.
Bill Maher.
I mean, he's high during most of them.
Right.
So that probably helps him be a little more chill and not quite as
Totally.
intense. as he usually is
Totally.
on his own HBO show. But anyway, here is the
Here's
clip.
part of it.
People who don't know who Leah Thomas is, I do, because I've read about her. She is the trans swimmer who beat you.
We tied. I did not get beat. I get called.
No, beat you in the locker room with her big cock.
There we go. In that case.
How big is her cock?
Well,
You've seen her cock, right?
We all did.
How big is it? I mean, what kind of a cock is it? Describe her cock.
Let's see.
4 times. 5 times.
Well, I don't want to see it.
Well,
I just wanted to hear it
Well,
described.
if I had to see it, you have to hear it. First of all, this is a 6'4" man, right?
Well,
6'4".
a trans woman.
A male.
Okay, this is what she would claim. And she does go through life as a woman, correct? Like
A woman with male parts.
yeah, right. I know. I'm just trying to paint the portrait.
Okay, wait, I'll be frank here. I don't use she, her pronouns when referring to Thomas, and I call it a male. I think even using the term trans woman is giving Thomas some of our language as women. And I think trans woman is a subset of male. I do not believe trans women are women.
Good for her. She held her own in that interview.
Yes, she did.
She did fantastic.
And he has like a real weird fascination with,
doesn't he?
Why
With
does he want
that.
to know all those details?
He wants to know a lot about that, doesn't he? Yeah.
Like he asked over and over again.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
that
he
was
did.
odd.
Uh-huh. It was a little whack, if you will.
That was a lot whack.
But it was a good interview. And she did a great job. She did, and she represented women well in that interview. And it was like, we're not going to say that dude is a woman. We're not going to do that. So good for her. I just thought it was a good interview. You guys, if you want to check that out, you can check that out. So there's that.
All right, it is time for some My Pillow talks, and My Pillow's still celebrating hard. They are partying down all up in that warehouse, ready to ship you off whatever amazing My Pillow products you want to get. Particularly if you need pillows, you can get queen size for less than $20 right now of the original My Pillow at mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks to get yourself the biggest discounts. Okay, so you sent me this, you texted this to me over the weekend, and I died laughing. I died. These are my favorite parents. I don't know. We have to be friends with them immediately. This is everything.
Seriously. Every kid in school is like that now. Look at the boys. Look at the boys' hair.
What is that hair? Oh my God, I love
the mom
them.
in the background with the lettuce. She's like, isn't that the greatest?
Oh my God.
We do have to be friends with them. And the bananas, the guy did something with the bananas. I don't know what he did, but it took some engineering. Like there was engineering involved with the bananas.
He had like tape around, and it was
love
perfect.
that guy. I love him.
So great. All right. We also have raccoons to share.
Of course.
We have to. This girl, so many people sent this to me, and this girl, I know I shouldn't like be mean about kids, but if this were my daughter, I would be like, go to your room, because she's super irritating. She's just that whiny,
okay, I have to
bratty
hear.
girl.
Because I probably come in contact with girls like this all the time.
Oh my God, she's exhausting.
What do you have?
Oh, it's a little girl.
Why won't you put him down?
Why is she crying?
I don't know.
There's no crying. There's no crying. And
Does he bite you a lot?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't?
she's very unhappy.
I don't know why. Like, you're getting to hug a raccoon. Behave.
There we go, good dog.
I don't know. I mean, my kid never cried. She just didn't cry a lot growing up.
You put him
She
back
was
down?
just a.
No, I don't want to.
And listen
Oh,
to the
we gotta
little,
go
do you hear
bye-bye.
the little chirpies?
I'd be freaked out that she's going to get rabies. I wouldn't be so concerned about like anything in this whole scenario other than the fact that my kid was going to need like 20 shots. Seriously, am I the only one? I'm not getting a raccoon, you guys. No, Steve. No. No,
She
Steve.
needs a nap. Whoever that child is needs a nap.
He probably needs a nap. Yeah.
Gosh, I cannot deal with that whining.
Everybody's getting insight into Mock's parenting. You need a nap. All right.
I was very lucky.
Like,
with
give me
Jackson
the
was
raccoon.
perfect.
Hand me the raccoon. Go inside and take a nap. That's Mock parenting.
Yeah, I would have been like, give me that thing. And then
Yeah.
I'd been like, oh my gosh.
Now go inside and take a nap so mommy can love on the raccoon. Yeah.
And speaking of loving on a raccoon, how can you not?
What is he
How?
eating? What is he eating?
Cheerios.
Those are giant Cheerios.
Well, I think he's just itty bitty, and so they look giant in comparison. But I mean, how do you not want one of these? I don't understand it.
I just don't. I don't want a raccoon. I have no interest in a raccoon, guys.
Look at their feet. Look at his foot. He's like, look at my foot.
I mean, they're cute. They're cute, but they're basically trash pandas. I don't want a trash panda in my house.
That is mean.
I draw the line. I'm a trash panda-ist.
Now, I know people have mixed feelings about possum. And I know that they can be scary and mean and gross. But when they're with their babies, like when it's a mama with their
They're sweet.
babies,
Yeah.
they really are sweet, especially that they'll carry so many of them on their backs. You know, have you seen those videos where they do that?
Yep.
But this is a video compilation of lots of animals, including those possum, being found in places that they shouldn't be.
What is happening? Oh my God. All the babies are in there too?
All the babies. And Mom's just like, this
Her
is
face.
horrifying. What you're about to see is horrifying.
Why isn't it in the toilet? Is there one in the toilet? What? What is that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm fast forwarding the fish because they're not.
Do not get a dog pillow off of Temu. Oh my God. There's something wrong with this thing, bro. I swear. I don't want this pillow anymore.
What? That pillow was so weird.
I know.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that I don't know what those bugs were, but that was
bugs.
the thing of nightmares.
No.
Oh my God.
Spiders. Somebody said it was Eric said it was spiders.
Oh my God.
I would burn my house down.
Oh my God.
I hate spiders.
The guy that does musicals that no one has asked for is back with some Shaggy.
Please, I'm here in my hour of need. You have to help me, Shaggy. You don't understand. Honey came in and she caught me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door.
Mock is in love with this
Picture
guy.
this, we were both butt naked, banging on the bathroom floor. But it wasn't just the bathroom floor. It was everywhere. She caught me on the counter, saw me banging on the sofa. I even had her in the shower. She even caught me on camera.
I think this guy needs to do WAP next. I think he does. He really does.
Oh, I can't say that. It obviously was me. How could I forget that I had given her an extra key?
She's so show choir, you guys.
Love him.
Show choir.
Oh my God, I love him so much.
Oh my God.
2 rock star videos to cap off today's talk.
Yeah.
These are so great.
Here we go.
I know I can't eat no salad, but you can't tell me you don't have no beef or some chicken up in that salad for me to eat. I want to see what you got in there. What can I eat up there?
You don't drink wine.
Nope.
And you can't have salad.
So it's not a chicken salad?
No.
Let me make sure, because I think I saw
I love him.
chicken.
I love him.
He just wanted to make sure. And then there's a dog that's completely freaked out by the fact that his owner is wearing one of those masks, like those skin masks.
Oh my gosh.
So cute.
Ruth,
Get off of me.
Who are you? Who are you? You in the wrong house today. Look at your face.
I mean, she would scare me too. Just to be clear.
Are you gonna attack me?
Yeah, you need to get out. Get out.
I love that
Get
dog.
out. Get out. Get out of my mouth. Ow. Hey, y'all know who this is? She need to get out. What's wrong with her face? Why her face is like that? Oh, go! I'm trying to see if I can recognize you. Let me smell you. Oh, no.
What's wrong with you? It's just a mask.
Oh, no, you don't look like nobody I know.
I love him. Oh my God, I love him.
He's so great. So great. Anyway, those are your talks for today.
You better get up today. Come on, get up.
Judy, it's Rockstar. It's a guy that goes by Rockstar on TikTok. And I think YouTube too.
Come on, get up. Come on, get up. Come on.
Come on.
He has to.
You have to get up. Come on.
There
You have to get up.
You guys, he gave me the juiciest flap after we ended the live yesterday.
Oh, it was a big one.
Yeah, that was a good
big
one.
That was a good one.
Yes, it was. It was a good one. Oh my goodness.
He had to. That was like a happy birthday Ella flap.
It was.
I know it's Ella's birthday.
Oh my gosh, she would so be your girlfriend. She so would be. Everybody, bring it
I
in.
wish that you could see her, but you can't.
I know.
see
Why
her
can't
in
you
her
lift her
pretty skin.
up?
Well,
Can you
'cause
not
she
lift her
can be
up?
Ella, come here. Come here, sweet
You gotta
girl.
lift her up for her
Let me see if I
birthday.
can. Come here. Come here. Can you jump up here? Well, come over here. Okay. Come here. Can you now come?
You can't be under the table and jump. She's really old, you guys.
Ella, come here. Over here. Over here. Over
You
here.
have to lift her up.
I gotta get her. Okay, come here. Now come up here. Come on.
Can you see her? Okay, hang on.
You gotta lift her up. Or
I don't think I'm gonna
get
be
her
able
little,
to lift
get
her.
her little face.
Ella,
There she is with her birthday
scarf.
There she is. With
And
her
Maisie's
birthday
like, but me.
Oh my gosh.
Maisie, it's not about
Maisie with
today.
no
It's about
emotion in her
Ella,
eyes.
dog. And see, she has on her pretty birthday scarf, like where
Look
it says it's
at
my
her.
birthday.
Look at her sweet scarf. God bless her.
That's my girl.
And then there's Maisie who's like just emotionless, you guys.
She has no expression
Completely
ever.
emotionless. Right. I love it. You guys. So it's Tuesday today, right? Tuesday.
Yes. Did I bring it in?
I
can't even
brought it
remember.
in. I think I brought it in. Did we bring it in? We're gonna bring it in again. You guys have a fantastic
Oh, wait.
day.
I have a couple more people to thank really
Oh,
fast.
we do? Okay.
I think so. Brian, thank you. Brian says, this was actually at a political cookout in Western Kentucky. We can't stand him, but we have to wait until we get a Republican governor. Okay, that was about the McConnell thing.
About McConnell.
And Michael, thank you. Michael says, all Republicans need to get behind whomever our nominee turns out to be, or else we're just throwing our votes away. Absolutely. Love you, chicks. Keep on keeping on. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Go Vols, Denise. Yes. Go Vols. Yay. Okay, you guys have a fantastic Tuesday. We will talk to you tomorrow morning. Bye. Bye, everybody.